I said, well, David's never in here, so I just leave it up.
I guess you're barely in here yourself.
Well, that's it, you know what I mean? It's a godsend. See, rather than sitting looking at 4 brick walls, watching a square box, you're out in the fresh air, you're helping the community. It's an ongoing thing all the time, you're always improving, trying all different things. Some year it'll work, next year it might not work, but you get there. As I say, you're always trying to improve things. When you're retired, everyone thinks it's great to be retired. It's not as great as they think, as long as you get a hobby. And this is my hobby.
Spartacus.
Oh, I thought you'd have done that when you had to close it. Half a job, Joe.
Oh, you had to close down that way.
No, you had it up here. What are you doing to your peas again? Look, there's the bone. Half a job, Joe.
I'm having a seat.
You stick to your flower pot, man.
Anyway, we're going to win the St Mungo Cup this year, aren't we?
Oh, kiss of death. There he goes. There you go. Well, I said to you before.
Kiss of death.
I banked myself up the last time.
I know.
Okay, we'll win it. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Kiss of death, you're right there. As soon as you mention that cup, we don't win it. But anyway, we will one day.
I mean, you try all different things, but obviously you try to achieve to be the best allotment in Glasgow, and that's it basically.
And have you guys ever won it?
Nope. I mean, second runner up, third runner up. Ground was all covered in
Carpets.
all the time.
This is in 2009. I took a photograph of it, 2 photos and joined them together. This is just to gear rough at when we got it. So, and then you go back and look at it now, which I might take another 40 and put it up there. Which you could.
Well,
So that's everything in there. There's nothing. We have survived. We've brought everything in.
Well, no salvage down that for
Nothing. Not one thing. In that whole ground there.
So we built everything from scratch basically.
Yep. As I say, we hope to win this here. This is the St Mungo's Cup here. But this is the 16 and 17 awards we won for the St Mungo's Cup. But hopefully maybe we'll see 2018 with the first prize.
Never say never.
Not let anybody in, unless they're invited in. It's just in case they damage anything. Because, like, if you fell on top of the French marigolds, or competition come, they're not going to recover. So I basically try and keep people out. You know. And I grow onions, the spear onions, red and white onions, in the middle, so I can eat them, so I don't disturb the other ones for the competition. We'll cover this for the... Get a pigeon in here when we're not looking. It's no serious yet. It's not. It's. I can't explain it. This is basically my garden for growing my food, and the competition is just an extra. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to grow food. I mean, it's nice winning, or second or third, whatever, but it's basically for growing food. That's how I look upon it. This is how I grow my garden. In 2012, I won it first, and 2013 I become second, and then I've won it ever since. Yeah, and then twice we 99%. I've always been in the 90s, but 99%, and that's never been done before. And when I got it the first time, they say, oh, you'll never get it again, and lo and behold, I did.
Do you feel any pressure now ahead of it? Is it one of those where because you've done so well?
No. If I don't become first this year, it doesn't matter. I won't be annoyed, or I know one other person is annoyed, but
yeah, Stephen down at Berridale.
yes.
Is he the one who won it the year you didn't?
Well, he won it 4 years. The first time that I entered, and I think I was third at that point. And I wanted to see the cup. He had the cup in his hand and he wouldn't give me it. And I said, could I put my hand on it? And he wouldn't let me. And I just said to him, I'll have it off you next year. I was annoyed. I only wanted to look at the cup, you know. And, well, I did. And he wasn't very happy.
You weren't in last week, just Dave on his own last week.
Yep.
You don't need to tell me if you don't want to, but that's entirely up to you.
And I've got some more runner beans, Dave. I'd soaked in water so it gives them a better. Just in there, Let's run them along. David was on his own some last week because I was a wee bit tired from my work. I had to do. But
Feeling better?
I feel much better now. So yeah. I don't know if I was drinking too much of this stuff. I don't know, or I was just tired. But anyway, we're back to business, which is good. But anyway, everything's looking cracking. What a handsome guy I am. Look at me.
George Clooney.
What a handsome guy.
George Clooney.
Just heard the wee blue tit there in the lock there. The wee chicks there, look, they're nearly... Look, they're singing now. There's two, three there. They're ready for their pledge, they're ready to go. See it, I mean, critter. Here, come over here.
Shit.
Hear him, hear him.
I heard something there.
Bring your hang out. That's us, that's it. Right, 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Easy one.
So happens I've got other interests. I've got motorbikes or I'll go fishing. So, but this is my heart. This is where I like to be. Put in your time or whatever you're doing.
You say this is your heart. Why? What do you mean by that?
Because you get a buzz out the thing you grow for seed, and then you see it growing up, and then it's a big cabbage or a big cauliflower or whatever, and you go, well, I planted that for seed, so it's really good. So aye, you get a buzz. You get a buzz out of what you grow, even though I don't eat it. I give it away, or Dave gives it away, or whatever. It doesn't really matter.
You don't eat it?
No, but just I grow them to see if I grow an onion that size, well, that's really good. Wee trumpet flower, wee blue one, nice. Its name is evading me at the moment, but it'll come back to me. It must be my age. Well, the flowers is part of the whole ideal with the pollination for the bees to help insects and all the rest of it. But my friends think because I grow flowers I'm a bit of a pansy. But that's their opinion. I'm the flower man. He was asking why I'm the flower man. I says, well,
Easy management.
oh, here we go.
Easy management, John. St Mungo Cup. Yeah. 30 points for flowers. Look at
No, but what was saying is,
No, what I'm saying is.
no, what I'm saying is, I'll say first.
Yeah, okay.
I look after the flowers.
No, they look after
I
themselves.
knew, no, I'm saying, don't step in. Don't step in. You're not on the table. I'm on the table
Yeah,
first.
but- Right.
I'm on the table. It's me that's talking, no you.
Okay, bro.
So, I grow the flowers. I look after the flowers. I grow the veg.
No.
You,
Excuse me.
right,
No,
okay,
you
right,
don't grow
like,
the
let's step in there.
Thank you.
You can step in. On you go. You're new, the speaker now.
Yeah, 30 points for flowers. Flowers look after themselves
Aye.
until they get too big. You know how to separate them and everything else. That's fine.
Yep. A day.
Vegetables, you get 50, extra 20 points. Extra 20 points.
Aye. That's good.
Obviously, I'm retired.
I know, but the
I'm not patient.
the question is, who grows them?
No, you start them off with seeds.
Aye. That's cool. Oh, you better start. I'm going
You're a
I'm
lazy
gonna-
gardener.
I'm going to drill this guy's head
No,
out.
you know.
Um.
No, you know.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's coming in.
You're supposed to do that stack a day. Tonight.
I'm off.
You don't like it too. You can't handle it too.
You're going to be done in a wee minute.
Right. Where to start? As you can see, the potatoes are just absolutely massacred. You get some wind, but you usually get a wind is earlier and things aren't growing so quickly, you know. This is these were grown from tiny cuttings, so if you lose it now, you know, there's no coming back. Like this one here, it's completely broken, you know. I think it's the same one. I might just take it off the table. I just moved the fuchsias from the sheltered spot for the sun, and then this happens. Never mind.
I guess you have to be quite resilient as a gardener with that.
Yeah.
Just never knowing what's going to come.
No, there's always a way. There's always a way back, you know.
Summed up. must have unwinded itself. And it was lying away where the seat is, where the apple tree is. But it didn't really damage anything. So when they got up there, when the wind's off, stop again and get it fixed up again. It'll probably give you a good chance to change the flags again right enough. Because they're a bit tattered and torn. A bit rustic looking right enough, but there we go. But we'll probably change them again on the way.
Well, because they've got a little battered, and you try and get them to stand up without forcing them up, I just get a long bamboo cane, poke it into the side, another one in here. It doesn't look very pretty, but it'll soon stand up themselves, rather than try and force them up. I've actually blown out of the string as well at the bottom. Now that'll do.
Are you down here more than anyone else?
Yes.
Is that the kind of...
Yeah.
I noticed like today's a midweek day and it's quiet. You'll be there.
But then people say, what time is it? It's 20 to 12. A lot of people didn't come down until lunchtime. I mean, I like to get things done early and then maybe can go away home. But just with the wind, I'll be here for a while, you know. So it's best not to dwell on it. It's best to just get it done, forget about it. That's good advice. Right.
Right, here we go. I've got in the tunnel. I'm diving and down. Oh. Dunk. Dunk. I tell you, the red cabbage, man, they grow quite good.
Why do you want to win the St Mungo Cup? I didn't even ask that, why you want to win it.
Aye, just to see how far you get on. Like, we've been second over in the other allotment. We've been third runner-up. They call it second runner-up, but obviously it's third. And obviously, if we can improve on that, you win it once and that's it. We'll let somebody else in the allotment have a go at it. We'll probably take a back seat. You know what I mean? We ain't, bro.
And that's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is, we'll win the St Mungo Cup for Kenny Hill Allotments, because nobody's ever put in for it. We'll win it, the Tizzies will win it, and we'll take a back seat on that one. If we win it, that's it.
What's the big feet of yours?
No.
Look, you stood in the leaf already. Look.
Dave had an allotment over here at the start, years and years ago, and then his workforce thing got a wee bit busy, had to get up, and then when he caught up with me, he says, like, can I work with you? And I says, aye, no bar. So that's why we're in the allotment business now, really, as a bro. So that's why we're the two as close as brothers out my 7 brothers and 2 sisters.
So before the allotment thing, it wasn't like you and Dave, but now or was it, or how's that?
No, it wasn't. Me and Dave didn't actually see each other. Although I know I've got a lot of brothers, but we didn't see each other for years and years, unless it was something was going on. Like that needs watered again. That's dry as a bone. It's been pipped off one. I would hope to think the amount of work we put in the other allotment, the council are not going to build houses on this bit. I'd hope to think we could stay here to ever.
None of your family are interested?
No, I've got 3 girls, but I need to get somebody involved in it. Dave's also retired, and we're on a consignment because he's retired. We get cheaper wee bit on the allotment fee, but he's not got anybody either. We can get somebody. Aye. For all the trees that's about here, it's like a wind tunnel. Look at it, it's mental.
What I usually do is, on our open days, I pin it on the gate. I've actually got to make a copy before I receive it. Because the presentation's not in October and my show's in August. But we're having an open day today.
So do you doctor one up and change the date?
Change the date and just doctor us for last year. Because you won it 4 years.
You've got one ready at
Yes.
home.
Yes. So I put it on the gate so all the visitors can see it. So we're actually having an open day today, and I'm just wondering if I should put it up in the gate. I haven't seen the secretary who is organising it. I'd like to see her before I do it, and not just presume they want it done. Personally, I would do it, but it's up to them, and I won't be here, so. Shall I plant?
Do you know, I'm not very good at looking after them. Do you think they're easy?
Yes. Water them from the bottom,
Right,
and they'll survive.
okay, right,
Same with your basil.
Right.
The secret is don't overwater.
right.
You think it'll overwater, just leave it for a few days. Dry.
Okay.
Right, see what else we have? Tomato plants.
I'll have a couple of them, that'd be great.
Right. And we have some here.
Well, thanks very much, I'm glad I met you.
Yeah. This man's filming for part of the St Mungo Cup. He's been filming
That's
me
the
all.
one you always win, isn't it?
No, I have won it. But beef it up.
I'll see you later.
Okay, bye now.
That was nice that they did that without
So Sandra was by far your longest wife then. That was.
Aye, as I say, shout Sean all my other past relationships, you know what I mean? But Sandra knew how to handle me. She tamed me kind of thing, basically. And used to do all kinds, wild things, mental things. But she calmed. She actually used to bring me and Aidan. She'd phone me and say, "Do you want in for the chippy or in?" I said, a burger or something. A lot of times she wouldn't even phone me, she would just bring me and Aidan stuff down to the other allotment, you know what I mean? Just pass them in. I said, I need more him. They say, she was a diabetic right enough, but that's what I'd have thought would have maybe killed her, but no, it was a massive brain hemorrhage she had. And she'd end up with a vegetable, even if they revived her or whatever, so me and her sister, we decided, no, Sandra wouldn't have wanted that. Somebody spoon feed you and that, and you're just slapping all over the place. Some people like a bit of dignity, you know what I mean? So we decided, but the doctors decided in a way, because they were saying, the opposite, says, no, our brain's dead anyway, you know what I mean? So it's up to yourself how you want to think it. So we sat and talked about it. I said, nah, I said, Sandra wouldn't want to do that. This might be Adrian or me part. I said, I'm getting filmed in. Hello. No, I guess that phone's playing up again. I was trying to slide the screen up, but it's not happening. You know what I mean? John's filming me again. You know what I mean? Adrian's not in. I don't know where he is.
That must have been really difficult with Sandra for all you guys, I guess.
Because Sandra was quite quiet as well right now. She, as I say, a lot different from the way Pat is, you know what I mean? Pat, she's more outgoing kind of thing, whereas Sanna was quite quiet kind of, I mean, she's a good heart as well, don't get me wrong. I love the grandmans, with 3 grandmans that we've got, you know what I mean? But she gave them in, or she gave me in it. So see what I needed, like a tool or something like that to work with. The next week, oh, I got you this. Oh, no bother then. Let's see the tools I've got in my house. Unbelievable. I'm talking about boxes of tools. I was going to lob that there, but no, put it in here. She was a good soul right now.
This is a plant, it's called hot lips, which I was given. So when you're given something, you've got to put it somewhere. Anyway, the petals fall onto the celery, and if I didn't pick that off, it would leave a brown mark, and you don't want your celery to have brown marks. I don't know if it would be eatable or not, but either pick them off or I just give them a shake and they'll fall to the ground.
Yeah. How do you decide all your layout and stuff? Are you thinking all the time about colours and sizes? And...
Yes, the leaf shape, the colours, the size, and also, I don't know if you'll see, even though the French marigolds is in a straight line, but all the rest are at an angle. I'm very ordered. I like things structured. I've always been like that since I was as long as I can remember. I mean, that's 54 years I've been gardening. So, yeah. And I remember my first garden, which is maybe about 3 times the size of this table, and it was in straight lines. So
the order came first and then the...
Well, probably, yes. Yeah.
And how did folk react to your gardening as a 10-year-old? What was the...
Oh, I don't think it was talked about, no.
Yeah.
No, my brother was all into football and whatever, you know. I was left to my own devices, you know. Met friends that are still friends with now, just we peering into their garden and maybe, well, it depends who they are, you know. I sometimes criticise something, you know, in a joking way, you know. And then everybody knows about our garden at home, so, and people send them to the house to have a look.
Can I come for a look at some time? Is
Yeah.
that alright?
Yeah.
That's it. I can't. Yeah, that'll be quite something.
Yeah.
So it's not just here. You've got the allotment and.
Well, it's just a flower garden.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's not so structured as this one.
Where's the hair? Where's the hair?
That's nothing. There's no hair.
Women like smooth skin.
Smooth skin.
Right, get up. Right, get up. Right.
You know what I've got.
Ah,
You know what I've
fucking-
got.
Hairy monster. Women like guys with smooth skin. Your day, you live in the past.
Alright.
Hairy monster. Sing it.
Aye.
I'll fucking chop that off. Someone knows that I'll fucking chop it off one day.
No. John's not going to tell you that.
See me first thing? One day. Snap. Alright, bro. That's
Aye.
what's up.
We're not going to choke nothing off. He's trying to lift me up, John, but he can't do it.
Fuck.
Yeah. I lift my bro up, no bother.
You said earlier on that you didn't used to drink, it was just bikes and out and about and doing all that.
Oh, aye. I used to, I never drunk till I was about nearly 40. And I just actually done a lot of biking and just jumped on the bike and away I went. That's what I used to do. I didn't drink.
How come you didn't drink?
I don't know, it was never in my system.
Aye.
Weirdo. Springs to mind.
I just didn't drink. I used to just drink ginger and things like that. But I don't know. I think after I got divorced and that, and I thought, well, I'll start drinking now. It was something to do with that, I think. Right, told me having lunch. We're not having fish eggs.
No, we're having soup.
The fridge was, the problem with the fridge was the egg box had fallen down the back.
Eh?
The egg box here had fallen down the back.
Are we going to have that soup cold?
Well, I don't know, what's it like? It will be thick, is it? Is it too thick? Yeah, it's cold. Oh no, it's thin.
Celery soup.
When did you guys meet? What was that?
Well, that's 20 years ago. And
Aye,
we
20
met
years.
in the gym, didn't we?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All these years ago.
And what was the initial thought? This is I always do this when I meet couples. I'm so nosy. I always ask.
I don't know, I think we kind of,
We got on
we got on well, 'cause
Well,
we
for a-
suited each other.
for a start, yeah. So, and then just...
I think he fell in love with my garden in my house. And
Well, I was telling him about
He
him.
used to cycle past the farm.
When I used to come and cycle and sitting by the house, and he was never ever at home for several years before, and I couldn't believe when he took me home and this was the house, you know. So then I started planning what to do with it. We saw it again in some botanical gardens, and we bought one. Well, we actually bought this one from the garden centre. It was quite a mature tree, which cost about 60 quid, which was, never mind. But we actually saw the white one as well. The other one's cream, which actually grew from a cutting. They didn't have this one in the garden centre. It's a botanical place, and I went back and I took a cutting, and that's a cutting. I only took one cutting, and luckily it grew.
Knock, knock. Hello. Hi. It's David. Remember that's a meeting day? Right, David. Come on, sir. So, in the main agenda item today, you were going to take was that you were going to assort and approve the minute, and then
Let's double check that's in focus.
They'll be talking shite down there. Huh? They'll be talking shite down there. That's how I don't go to them. I'm never going to go to Bannon.
Alright, I'll start with the first question.
Alright,
How's your form today? That's a good question to start with.
That's pish. But anyway.
Hi, you're not on form today, are you?
Nah. Got a lot of things in my head to do. Swimming around. But that's how I'm not doing it in the day. Not doing it, just chilling. Stuff at my work and all that, you know what I mean? Just getting up. As I say, I'm not doing it in the day, I'm just one of these days that just chill out. Don't want to do nothing. Just go look at the plants and that and see if they're alright.
I've got a big giant gazebo
brilliant.
with the windies and everything.
Right. Would it fit in that size there?
Oh, sorry, bro. Look at that.
Neil, for popping you right out there, mate.
Nah, well, there's not much of a difference, look.
It doesn't matter.
Mine's a wee bit lower.
I was in the hospital for a year, 14, and had the TB, done the lung operation, and got my lung ripped out, 190 stitches in my back, because I never ate really, didn't eat vegetables or anything like that, or fruit or anything like that. I went away and got wet and didn't dry myself off. So that's how you catch that disease. But the only thing that stopped me was running. I couldn't run. I felt breathless all the time. But everything else, it was okay. When we found out what I had, the doctor told my mum I had cancer.
She was devastated,
And it was mental. It was, my ma was greeting away, and I says, "Ma, what's wrong?" I'm in the dark here, by the way. And she says, "Son, I think you've got cancer." I'm like, "What?" So I was only 14. I didn't know much about what was going on. And what happened there was done a lot of tests, and she says, "You've not got cancer, you've got TB." And I'm like, "Alright. So what is that, ma? What is TB? What's that about?" So I didn't know much about what was going on. I knew the cancer thing, but I didn't know much about TB. She said, "It's a killer." I'm like, "Oh, right. Am I going to die, ma?" So my ma started greeting, and I was like, "Never forget it." It's imprinted in your head. And so I got my lung, as I say, I was giving myself injections every day for a year, didn't do nothing, and then that was in hospital. I got that done, and then after that I got out once. The teachers used to come to school into the hospital for me, teachers, to learn, obviously because I was in the hospital for a year. And then
I didn't learn much.
didn't learn much. I was not really crazy about anything learning. I just used to
He's saying this the day after school.
I used to run away. I used to jump up to get in the lift and go somewhere when they were coming and hide, because there's 17 flares up and 2 down the basement.
Try to find me now.
Aye. And so it was a year and a half before it cleared truly.
That's a large chunk of your teenage years then.
Oh aye. That's how I'm daft. That's how I'm dumb. That's how I'm not got any education in my head, really.
That's how I'm a smart one.
Dave does all my kind of,
Paperwork and things like that.
he looks after my paperwork and all that carry on, and whatever else I'm not too crazy on. Dave
He's
does
not
it.
that dumb. He's not dumb.
I just didn't have you missed that bit.
I missed out.
Education.
Aye.
I missed out on a lot of stuff. Okay, I've still been in employment since I was 19, and now I'm nearly 60 in January, so I've still been in employment. I've never been out of employment. I've never been on the brew, touch wood. You know what I mean? Look at his big
hot dogs.
Look, he keeps them. He keeps them away back. Look at his big nails. Look at the big nails.
The big nails. Big sausage.
You see that, John? Look at his big chunky nails.
Hornigate's on.
He's at the
Hornigate's on.
He's at the same
That-
ones as my father had. Big monkey hungs. Big
Grafting hands. Working hands. Something you don't know much about. Right, one horn.
Look at.
One horn.
Doesn't matter.
And knicker.
Doesn't matter about
Yeah,
horns.
'cause you know, here's a big
No.
hot dog.
I mean, I like the lilies, but they just seem to be, every year they seem to go over so quickly. But this year has just been. But I've got another plan for this corner, because I'll have to do away with the lilies before next week.
That's my belt. There you go, the rainbow.
I thought Adrian did the flowers.
I know. Tell me about it. He's supposed to be a flower pot man. Sorted. No sorted.
So what I do is I move all the pots and I sweep up all the corners and then put back the pots. And I mean, the judge is not going to notice it's what I do, and that's just a thing I do every year.
I like all the plants and the bees and everything, because I don't get that where I live. And I also like all the different types of fresh food.
What's your favourite thing to eat?
Well, the red berries, raspberries, or anything really.
And are you proud of your granddad? Do you think he's got a good allotment?
Yeah, I think his allotment's amazing.
If I hadn't moved down here, I'd have probably done away myself. And I don't mind admitting that, you know. That's how tough it was, you know. So.
The life before you came out, the life after you came out, or a bit of both?
What do you mean?
You said if you hadn't moved down.
Oh, right. Because the way people are treating me up there, up north, I had to get out. Even though, I mean, I still had my children were still there. I mean, I had to leave them, you know. But it was for myself that I had to do this. And I basically had to leave, you know. I didn't want to leave, I fought trying to stay, but in the end I had to leave. I was married quite young, and my wife was pregnant, and so that was more or less my life mapped out for me. But I mean, as time went on, it's hard to explain. It's the older you get, I think, the more it's the life with my wife and my children. It wasn't right for me. So, and then we split up because of that reason, you know. But it was a long time after that I met Douglas, you know.
That must have been really difficult for anyone to
Yes,
come out of.
it was, yeah. And that's why I had to leave from up north to come down here, because everybody up north is, well, I'm not saying everybody, but most people are very homophobic.
And how were your family and everything through that? Were they?
Well, they weren't very happy, but I don't know. It was maybe, well, I wouldn't say it was selfish, but I mean, I had to do it for myself, you know. I was thinking of the children as well, but I mean, I had to do it. Else, I would have ended up doing away with myself, you know. I would have. It's hard to think about that now, but I mean, you know, I can see why people do commit suicide, because they don't see another way out, you know, where I had another way out, you know.
I mean, despite all the extraordinary circumstances and everything, cities can just be a lonely place. People.
Yes, you think it's full of people and you're on your own. Yeah, it's like sitting in George Square, the time when I was working in the city centre, and there's hundreds of people were sitting all about the grass, and you're sitting there as well, and there's all these people, but yet you're on your own. It was strange, because that was the first time I'd ever done something like that, you know. And you didn't, even though people were maybe sitting 3 feet away from you, sunbathing, it was at lunchtime, you're still on your own. It was, besides, if that had happened up north, you'd have known everybody. They wouldn't have been sitting about, but I mean, you'd have known everybody, you know. So that was a strange. Yeah.
How does this place fit into all that, the allotment?
Gee. Well, because we started allotment just to grow the food, and then this has just become a way of life, you know. I suppose maybe this is escapism for me. This is maybe back to being on my own, although I've got quite a lot of friends here, you know, so it probably is just a small little space. That's why I like it. I mean, I can potter about here and mind my own business, you know, or get there and be among people, you know. That's a while ago.
I've found, this is just with my own allotment, I've found that it's the closest thing to that kind of village in a city that you can get.
Yes,
it kind of recreates that small community.
Yeah, well, this is like linking back to when I first had a corner in my father's garden. though it was a tiny scale by this, but this was my own little bit of garden in my father's garden, and this is sort of the same idea, you know. So it's hard to explain, but that's what it feels like, you know.
You know, some of the Swedes are starting to look quite good.
Be here late tonight, Dave. What's your plan?
No, I'll not be dead late at night, because I'll be up early in the morning. He's come to get us at 8 o'clock. So we'll get done sharpish and then just have a wee scout about the pass and whatnot. We'll get this all tidied up.
I thought I'd see Adrian down here with you today, the day before.
No. He's got Wednesday. He's taking Wednesday and Thursday off. I will give him a long weekend kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Is that, far be it from me to point out the obvious, but is that not the other side of the judging?
What's that?
Wednesday and Thursday.
No, but just Wednesday
Aye.
is the judging, so Aidan wants to be here for the judge kind of thing. Know what I mean? That ground's hard. I was just ready to come down to you, wee man.
Aye.
How we doing, John?
Good, how
Well,
are
safe.
you?
There we go. Look forward to tomorrow. Can't wait. That's the second one. First second. How's that sound?
First second, Matt.
Prize winner. Oh, you're ready, David? Aye.
You-
Ready to go.
Aye, I'm just come down now, wee man.
Butterflies keep away, that's the whole thing.
So you're entering the St Mungo's as
Yes,
well, are you?
yes. Look forward to tomorrow. 9:30. 15 minutes slot this time. We got 10 minutes last year, so this year's 15 minutes, so a wee bit better, get a good look at the plot. So a lot of work getting into there, but knackered. No stoked. Up there this morning. Done a good bit. Back in this afternoon. And till late at night again then. Fingers crossed. I'm doing there tomorrow. Wee tweak here and wee tweak there. And it's up to the judges. You know what I mean? So here's hoping. You sign up there.
Oh, I'm getting push with the number plate.
So this is it here. This is 2018 St Mungo Cup winner. Like him in. Big a trench right down there, David. See the one here. This year. That's a dug a trench and put fresh soil on it.
Aye. Oh, it's helped him along.
Come on. Well, that'll grow up, you know. Go from. My mother's basket. I usually lay out on the bench. That's the potatoes. It's going to be planted in August, and my secateurs. I usually do that.
Wow, it's like you're selling a home or something, you know, with
Yeah.
the freshly baked bread. It's just
Well, I actually got 2 jars of jam one year, and I had that sitting on the bench as well. But nobody's given me jam this year, so I'll leave it there this time. I've raked up the compost bin, and I've put some fresh cuttings on here, which I'll just leave. Now, if they lift it up and lay it down, the 3 leaves will be underneath, because they won't do that, and I'll know if they've been in there.
I'll be disappointed if they're not.
Will you sleep okay tonight?
Yes.
You don't get nervous the night
No.
before?
I don't. No. Just I won't have a drink. I won't drink tonight. So. And I want to go home for my tea because it's. God, yeah. So no, I'm fine. It's just. I'll be glad when it's over. You know. Especially if, you know, you've worked all your time up to this point. You know. I would hate for something to go wrong at the last minute. You know.
Thanks, you. So I've got these for the coconuts.
Alright.
Tenner.
10 wing.
10 wing.
10 wing, bro.
I paid for the coconuts. Oh, look at that, look. Jesus. That might cost you a cup. My arse.
He's not done bad, your brother, though, has he? Tidying the whole place with the weeding and that.
Aye. Not too bad, John, not too bad. Could have done a wee bit better myself there, but
As I say, even if Paul did happen to mysteriously win it, it wouldn't bother me. Wouldn't freeze me out or anything. Whereas Aidan, he'd probably be deflated.
Right, Dave, let's get a door. Aye. Next door.
How much longer have you got? 10 minutes?
Oh, I'm in a rat trap out. Another 10 minutes should be alright, actually. David's cleaned them. Actually done a good job. And the glitter. And the sun's out. Just deadhead him a wee bit. Makes it look a wee bit more presentable.
Knock, knock. Good morning, gentlemen. Can I ask you to leave your plot, please? Preparation for the judge coming in.
Put that tenner down.
What happens, Barbara? What's the deal? They turn up and...
They have a very tight schedule, so they're normally quite prompt on time coming up, and they independently judge each of the plots. There's a time slot given in advance, and all that we're required to do is ensure that obviously the plot holders are off. They can remain on the site, but they should be off their plot.
Lead on, Barbara.
Thank you very much.
Right, guys.
Well, these potatoes are looking nice and healthy, aren't they? Not a hint of blight or anything. They're really looking good. Soft fruit. Not sort of deadheading here or cutting off of the pods on the peas and things, which I probably would do myself.
Likewise, yeah. That's exactly what I said to you earlier.
The lassie for the Botanic Gardens, I don't know what her input is.
I think she's just here for the nosy rather than anything else.
Right, is that what
That's why I asked, I thought I was another judge.
Aye.
That's why I asked the question. And I said I was the main man, anyway. They all know that.
Aye, right, bro.
Right, I'm going to go back and join him. I'll leave you.
Hey,
two,
John,
right?
hey,
Right,
ball,
John.
Hey, John.
Here, John. Cheerio now.
I try and go to every plot with an open mind and not prejudge them against a plot I'm going to see later or I've seen. And that. So it's everyone starts with the same number of points available for them to score.
Difficult job.
It's difficult, yes. I shouldn't say this, having done this for 10 years. No one's actually complained to me personally yet. I'm always impressed with this whole site, how much cleaner it is than any of the other plots that we go to. It's, and I think they rule this with a slightly harder fist than perhaps some of the other. This is one where there's hardly a square inch of bare earth to see. Yes, yeah. Lots of caterpillar or slug damage here. I assume it must be. I can't see any caterpillars, but it could be slugs, isn't it?
Nearly afternoon. Just make sure all this is dead-headed. To let him know I look after him and not just plonk them on the table. I don't know how they're going to get through this way, so. Presume the judges are slim.
Do you worry about, you know how you're quite particular about keeping everything in order until today, do you worry about the judges just barging their way through?
No. It's done for me. I watch myself, but the judges can, doesn't matter, so. Best not to look back, because then you'll go, oh, what about that, what about this? And I have been round 10 times in today. I was in here at 7 o'clock. So what time? 11? 4 hours ago.
How do you feel at this point in the day? Is this...
At the point of, I wish it was over.
Fuchsia here. This one has more fuchsias. That actually has no impact on my judging, of course, the fact that I'm a national judge for the British Fuchsia Society. I just note them as we walk through. So he's chitting some potatoes here to plant for Christmas. I think what is specifically about this particular plot is the way he uses small areas for different vegetables or flowers. So he's got a real mosaic effect across the plot of flowers and vegetables. Yeah. Good.
That was short in 15 minutes.
Lunchtime.
No, but I thought it would be 15 minutes in a place. Maybe less. Anyway.
Does that concern you?
No. Probably thought it was so marvellous I didn't have to spend any more time on it. No. Well. No need to clean your feet now. You didn't. Anyway. Unless it's maybe growing. Let's see. No. Could have done a small bit.
I think I'm not giving too much away if I say they didn't look in your compost when I was here anyway.
Right. Maybe me thinks it's an important part of the garden. It's the heart of the garden, really.
To me, he's the champion, and that's it. Because to put in all that time and effort, you know, he's devoted to it. I don't think a lot of people can do that. Very, very few could achieve that. But in this allotment, I think he's the only one.
Yes. Oh,
So I'm proud of my little brother.
Yes.
I am.
It teaches you to be resilient, because we plant things and they die. We plant seeds and nothing comes up. We plant things and the pigeons come in, and I thought it teaches you to be philosophical, you know. You win some, you lose some, you know, and that's life, isn't it? Yeah, I think you've got to be prepared to take the rough with the smooth, and I think gardening encourages you to appreciate that and keep things in perspective.
Dave to the bothy. Dave to the half studio, please. Over. Where are you, Dave? Oh, you're there.
Adrian to the full studio, please.
No, Dave, you forgot to press the button.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Right, I'll carry on.
Adrian to the full studio, please.
All right, here, man. Jesus, put a good hat on and off today. Oh, Dave, hello, Dave, hello, hello. Where did we go? You just need to wait and see, you know. If we come in the first three, well, fair enough. If we come in second or whatever, that's another wee joy. But I'd like to win it once.
I only want my name in the cup, you know, because there's no cup for being second, you know, so.
Norman? Norman? Can I come in? The committee have asked me to give you this.
That's good. I've been waiting for this.
Good luck.
I think I might need my glasses. Good afternoon all, 75 years. The first place is me.
Very good. Very good. Congratulations.
Give me a kiss.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah.
That is excellent.
First place.
Right, so the Norman Smith was the first runner-up. Mr. Malcolm. And the second runner-up this year is a Mr. and Mrs. a Mr. G and Mrs. S.
You come in third.
Didn't go in second. You're in this group here, which is the certificates of merit, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 certificates of merit. Right, so
No ball.
at the top of this list of the certificates of merit.
Yeah, good. I am delighted. I really am.
Good.
And more so when I said, because that's one more than what Stephen has. Even though this is 5 in a row, I'm delighted. And as you can see, of the amount of work I have, and I honestly could say I would have been disappointed to be second.
Right, good one. Perfect plot though. Our opinion, it's a perfect plot. Right.
know. I like everyone else's opinion is the same.
Aye, no, absolutely lovely. Right, and from our point of view, there's more to being a good plot holder than just all your flowers standing up at the right time. Community, sir. Got it in one. All right.
Thanks very much, brother.
Right. Good luck to you. See you later, pal.
Take care.
the first three people I've known.
Well, I'm off to the pub.
Oh, very good.
Well, thank you very much again.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
very proud of you.
Okay.
Oh, we see Dougie.
He was a pleasant. He never fucking do pleasant. Unbelievable. 12. The day come third.
What does it mean? As I know that's a very vague question, but what does it mean to you personally? You know.
Well, it's just a huge achievement because of all the work I've done. You know, it's not just it's just a huge amount of work that I've done, which is not a lot of work for me actually, but you know, and I hope that people come and appreciate it as I do. You know.
Yeah. If there's something better than us, bro. You need to get your finger out. You need to come in when you finish your work. Something like that. I know I say to you, John, this is one. Of course it bothers me. But I'll say, not to worry. Next year's another year. Something like that. End of. You know, I said phone, I know I won't. Yeah, maybe.
Welcome to the O2 messaging service. The person you are calling is unable to take your call. Please leave your message after the tone. To re-record your message, key hash at any time.
Hi, bro. Just let you know, we didn't even come in third, bro. You'll need to get the figure out next year. I come down here a wee bit more often. Alright, bro. I'll catch you later. Hey, bye.
I'm just. So that's really all I can say.
I think he just wants to win it before I fucking die. I think basically that's all he wants. Some, I don't know, maybe there's some inside his head. That's all you need, put a bit more effort in, bro. You're not a bad person. He's alright. I love him bits. He knows I love him bits, so now. Because he's long. Maybe that's the bit I feel inside. I like to win the St Mungo Cup for him. He loves all that prestige and photos and all that. Me, I'm not into all that kind of stuff. I don't like getting photographed or anything like that. You're actually quite fortunate, John. You actually photoed me. Believe it or not, I'm one of those quiet one. Aiden, he likes chatter chatter, chatter chatter. Well, you've heard him, you know what he's like. Nah, he's not bad fun. He's my younger brother. Probably does try to look out at me, I suppose.
I've got my glasses. These are my old glasses. Just leave them. Look at her coming through, look. A day late, but never mind.
What do your family think of your gardening? They must be.
They think I'm a bit obsessed, I think. Which I'm not, you know. I have other things in my life. I think it's maybe just because doing the St Mungo Cup has brought everything to people's attention rather than just having an allotment, you know. I think my mother would have been quite proud of what I did. She died before I won a St Mungo Cup. Then I can always take it off. Nobody else has got one on. Huh?
Oh, that's much better.
Better?
Yeah. That's much better.
I don't really like things like that. No? No. Prefer in the garden with the gate closed. No, it'll be fine. It's something different. So.
Oh, well, that's why I'll be out there.
Yeah. Maybe we've got a phone off. Yeah. Good luck. Can sit anywhere. Sit anywhere, but.
You shout at each other.
In reverse order, the St Mungo Prize for the second runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause please to Gordon and Stella McDowell of Kelvinside Allotment Association.
Needs two hands.
And you think you need two hands. Should I hold this one for you?
Yeah.
In the meantime, are you okay then?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I know the 2 o'clock allotments is beautiful. Oops. Oh.
So you needed two hands.
Oh, this I know. Okay, let's get this sorted. Are you okay there?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much.
6 times out of 7 years.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
I wish I'd get the bottom sorted.
Have they graded it yet? Or they've cleaned it too.
Yeah.
Polished off.
I'm allowed to touch it.
Yeah, you can.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure,
Yeah.
Norman?
You can try and win it next year.
Maybe never. No,
Well done again. It's nice to have your name on the trophy.
Oh yes,
isn't it?
that's all you do it for.
To get the name on the trophy.
That was excellent. Now for a start, I felt like a fish out of water, but at the same time, since I met the couple, and with loads of allotment stuff to talk about, loads. And they're so easy to chat to, and well, she is more than he is, but it's been really good. I'm so glad I met them, and I've been drinking before 6 o'clock, which I normally don't do. Never do, in fact, never do. That was good. Thanks very much. Thanks very much for that.
Well done.
But as I say, next year will be just the same thing every day, and we're not going to
still be clean and tidy.
Still clean and tidy, and we'll still have a good harvest for ourselves and give people away stuff. That's the way it'll always be, whether we put in for the cup or no. But the committee will certainly ask us if we're putting in for it, and we'll say no. And they'll say, well, I don't know how.
We'll get a wee rest for it. I mean, respite. Use that time out for a couple of years, maybe.
Aye, definitely. Time out for a while. And then obviously things will improve on the soil, and as I say, and get a better item that we put in. But that time will be different again. It'll all look different, because it always looks different. Anybody comes to an open day, she'll come back next year and they'll see different things, which we will. Dave built this, it was near an open day, and one of my friends came in with her daughter and said this is the best place in the allotment, this wee area, because you can see what's going on. You can sit here and it looks cracking, you want to look out, get fresh air. So it'll look a lot better in the winter as well.
Do you do this for each other?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Oh, it's amazing the job, the hard work it's put into it and stuff. He's done an amazing job. Keeps him happy.
You'll never remember that.
Good bit of community. I like to see the bands coming in, which is nice. You know what I mean?
Get a buzz out of it. It's not as good as the cup. I like telling them about the cup and what it's all about. But that's good.
People complimented today.
Yes, very much so. This is amazing, you know, and I get a wee buzz out that wee amazing gesture. But I like it. It's good. It's been a good day. And it's not been too bad. There are mental cases in, but so I'm going to see them now. See what they're saying.
Even though it was 6 of us, you know, there was always somebody around, and I like to be on my own. I think that's why I get so much done, in so little time because I'm just work away myself. You know, I usually got my radio on and that's it. Or play some music. You don't actually believe I listen to dance music too.
Do you? What kind of dance music?
Avicii.
Oh yes, uh-huh.
I listen to that quite a lot when I'm gardening.
Peter, I just want to see if I can lift you up.
Right, okay. Right, okay.
Okay, bro?
Right, on you go, bro.
Right, no dead weight.
Aye, on you go, bro.
Don't be afraid.
On you go.
You get that bastard.
You can't laugh me. I'll lift you. Right, what's this?
Oh, fucking no. Hey, right, alright, Eddie. Oh,
right,
calm down. Fucking hell.
There you go. I'll just throw you a bit.
That's stronger than me. I'm going to knock you one day.
No, you're not.
One day I'm going to knock you.
No, you're not. You're not doing that.
Man.
Let's just try to keep each other in the fitness. No offensive pish about it.
Correct.